There's something special happening in Philadelphia right now. You can feel it in the energy of the fans and the confidence radiating from the locker room. And especially when that offense steps on the field, if you've been paying attention. And I mean really watching the tape, not just glancing at stats. You know exactly what I'm talking about. The Philadelphia Eagles have built an offensive juggernaut, and at the heart of it, all is a wide receiver room that is turning heads across the entire National Football League. Let's just take a moment and really break this down. Because when people say this Eagles receiver corps is elite, they're not just throwing around hype. We're talking about a group that's been grinding all season long, executing routes with surgical precision, creating separation against the league's best corners, and showing an insane level of chemistry with their quarterback. It's not just raw talent. It's the combination of intelligence, discipline, and relentless competitiveness that sets them apart. Now you can't talk about this unit without giving serious props to A.J. Brown. The man plays every snap like it's a playoff game. His physicality at the line, his ability to turn short passes into huge gains, and his knack for making contested catches look routine. It's all there. He's not just a playmaker, he's a tone setter. Defenses know they have to game plan for him, and even when they do, it often doesn't matter. He's that good. Over 1,000 yards receiving last season and 7 trips to the end zone. That kind of production doesn't happen by accident. But what makes the Eagles so dangerous isn't just one-star wideout. It's the depth, it's the balance. Enter Devonta Smith, one of the smoothest route runners in the game today. If Brown is the power punch, Smith is the finesse. His ability to break off defenders with footwork that belongs in a masterclass, combined with reliable hands and a nose for the end zone, makes him a nightmare to cover. Defenders get no rest. If you try to double Brown, Smith's going to make you pay. And if you try to contain both, well, good luck. And let's not forget the addition of Jahan Dotson. Sure, he only started in 6 games during his first season with the Eagles, but sometimes you only need a few moments to show what you're made of. The flashes were there, the agility, the burst off the line, the confidence in contested catches. It all pointed toward a breakout year on the horizon. If the Eagles can unlock his full potential, they might just be looking at the most complete receiver trio in the league right now. He's the kind of player who thrives in big moments, and with more reps, more trust, and more chemistry, he could become a serious problem for opposing secondaries. But here's the thing, it's not just about stats or highlight reels. What makes this group so elite is how they complement each other. It's the dynamic between Brown's physical dominance, Smith's surgical precision, and Dotson's explosive upside. Defenses are being stretched to the max, and the moment you focus too much attention on one guy, someone else burns you. And we haven't even started talking about what's happening behind them in the depth chart, because even the backups are hungry and ready to contribute when called upon. Now, when you combine this elite receiver corps with a quarterback who knows how to read the field, escape pressure, and deliver accurate passes on the move, suddenly you've got one of the most dangerous aerial attacks in all of football. Timing, routes, quick slants, deep shots down the sideline. The playbook opens up completely when you have guys who can execute any concept at a high level. And that's exactly what the Eagles have built, a group that doesn't just run plays. They execute them like a synchronized unit. Then there's the added bonus: when your ground game is rolling like it has been for Philadelphia, the passing game becomes even more dangerous. Saquon Barkley brought another dimension to this offense. Defenses had to respect the run, and that opened up even more space for the receivers to operate. Linebackers hesitated, safeties got caught peeking into the backfield, and in the blink of an eye, the Eagles receivers were behind the coverage, ready to make another explosive play. That balance between run and pass, that unpredictability, it's what offensive coordinators dream of. Let's not kid ourselves, the numbers speak for themselves. But what those stats don't tell you is how hard this group works when the cameras aren't rolling, the hours of film study, the extra reps after practice, the conversations on the sideline, making sure everyone's on the same page. You don't get to be the best receiver corps in the NFL just by showing up on Sunday. It takes commitment, it takes leadership, and this Eagles group has it in spades. You talk to anyone around the league and they'll tell you preparing for this offense is a nightmare. Defensive coordinators lose sleep trying to figure out how to slow these guys down. Do you press at the line and risk getting beat over the top? Do you drop into zone and let them chip away underneath? There's no easy answer. Every coverage has a hole, and this group knows exactly how to find it and exploit it. It's a chess match, and more often than not, the Eagles are the ones calling checkmate. Now think about what's coming. This isn't just a once-in-wonder. These guys are young, hungry, and locked in. with chemistry continuing to build and offensive schemes evolving around their strengths. It's scary to imagine what they could become. We're witnessing the early stages of something special. A core that could dominate for years if they stay healthy and stay together. And if they continue playing with the same hunger that brought them a championship, who's going to stop them? There's also something to be said about how they carry themselves. It's not just about individual accolades. These receivers play for each other. You see it in the way they block downfield for the run game, or how they celebrate each other's touchdowns. That selfless mentality, that team-first approach. It shows up in the win column. It builds trust. And in this league, trust can be the difference between a good offense and a great one. So when people say the Eagles are the team to beat this season, it's not just because they won a title. It's because they've got a group of guys on the outside who can tilt the field in their favor on every single drive, because they have an offense that forces you to defend every blade of grass. And because when it's time to make a play, whether it's third and long red zone or 2-minute drill, they have absolute confidence that one of these receivers is going to step up and deliver. And look, football is a team game. It always has been. You need the big boys up front doing work in the trenches. You need smart play calling. You need a quarterback who can make the right reads and put the ball where it needs to go. But when it comes down to it, sometimes a game is decided by whether or not your guys can win those own matchups, whether your receiver can get open, make a contested grab, or break a tackle and take it to the house. And with this Eagles group, that answer is almost always yes. Whether it's a deep route down the sideline, a crisp comeback on third and short, or a back shoulder fade in the corner of the end zone, these guys can do it all. And they're doing it with swagger, with precision, and with a level of consistency that's rare in today's game. Every week they're making it look easier than it is. And if they keep this up, if they keep pushing each other to be better, there's no telling how far this team can go. What makes this all even more impressive is the way the Eagles receiver corps handles pressure situations. It's one thing to put up big numbers when the game is on cruise control, but it's a whole different beast when the stakes are high, the clock is winding down, and the defense is keyed in on shutting you down. These guys thrive under that kind of heat. They've proven time and again that when the moment demands a clutch catch or a critical first down, they're the ones to make the play. That kind of poise doesn't just happen. It's built through experience, preparation, and an unshakable belief in themselves and each other. In big games against the league's best defenses, the Eagles receivers step up their game. Opposing teams try every trick in the book, doubling the top targets, playing physical at the line of scrimmage, disguising coverage and mixing zone and man schemes to confuse the quarterback. But no matter what defensive coordinators throw at them, this group finds a way to adapt and overcome. That adaptability is a hallmark of true greatness, and it's what keeps defenses guessing on every snap. It's also important to point out how the coaching staff has maximized this talent. The offensive scheme is designed to put these guys in positions to succeed, and they respond in kind. Whether it's creating mismatches by motioning players before the snap, designing route combinations that confuse coverage, or dialing up creative play calls that exploit defensive weaknesses, the playbook is tailored around their strengths. The offensive coordinator clearly understands that with a receiving corps like this, the sky's the limit. They have the luxury to stretch the field vertically and horizontally, forcing defenders to cover every inch of real estate. And when you watch the film, what stands out is the sheer athleticism and versatility across the board. You've got Brown, who's a powerhouse capable of turning a short catch into a 20-yard gain with his speed and strength. Then Smith, whose precise footwork and route running leave defenders grasping at air. Dotson, with his quickness and fearless attitude, adds a different dynamic, creating separation in tight windows and hauling in catches that require supreme body control. Each one brings a different style, and that diversity makes it almost impossible for defenses to settle into a rhythm. Beyond the physical skills, their mental game is just as impressive. They study defenses relentlessly, learning tendencies, coverages, and even individual opponent habits. That kind of preparation means they're often a step ahead before the ball is snapped. They know where the soft spots in zone coverage will appear, how to read a defender's leverage, and when to adjust routes on the fly based on the coverage. That football IQ is invaluable in the fast-paced environment of the NFL, where split-second decisions can mean the difference between a touchdown and an interception. The chemistry with the quarterback can't be overstated either. When a receiver and quarterback share that kind of understanding, magic happens. Timing routes become effortless, windows of opportunity open just wide enough, and the ball arrives in the perfect spot. The connection between this group and the signal caller is evident every time the ball is snapped. Whether it's a quick hitch, a deep post, or a subtle out route, they're in sync. This trust translates to confidence, and confidence breeds consistency, which is exactly what this Eagles offense delivers. You also have to consider the impact this receiving corps has on the defense's game planning. Opponents can't afford to focus all their energy on stopping one player or one part of the field, because the Eagles spread the ball around so effectively. That unpredictability is a nightmare for defensive coordinators. Do you double A.J. Brown and risk giving Devonta Smith single coverage, or do you bracket Smith and let Brown run free? And what about Dotson, who's coming into his own and showing flashes of elite playmaking ability? Every decision opens up opportunities somewhere else on the field, and that's the kind of strategic advantage that championship teams live for. Another factor that's been flying under the radar is the leadership within this group. You can see it in the way these players communicate on the field and in the locker room. There's a level of accountability and mutual respect that keeps everyone pushing their limits. They're not just talented, they're professionals who understand the importance of being role models for the team. That leadership helps build a culture where everyone buys in, where no one settles for just good enough, and it's not just the starters making a difference. The depth on the roster means that the Eagles can keep the pressure on opponents without missing a beat, even if someone goes down with an injury or needs rest. Young players coming off the bench have been trained to the same high standards and are ready to step in and contribute immediately. That kind of depth is a luxury few teams have, and it gives Philadelphia a distinct edge as the season wears on and fatigue sets in. When you look at how this wide receiver corps fits into the broader offensive ecosystem, you realize how crucial their role is to the Eagles' overall success. They're the ones who can turn a broken play into a big gain, who can stretch the field and open up lanes for the running game, and who can create explosive moments that change the momentum of a game in an instant. Their ability to consistently win own matchups and execute under pressure elevates the entire offense. And that's why this group is so heavily talked about as the best in the league. Because it's not just about talent or statistics. It's about impact. It's about how they change the way defenses have to prepare and play. It's about how they can take control of a game and keep it in their hands. It's about how when the lights are brightest, they're the ones who shine the most. Looking forward, the potential here is sky high. The chemistry continues to build, the individual skills keep improving, and the experience of winning a championship brings a confidence that's hard to shake. If this group stays healthy, focused, and hungry, the Eagles aren't just contenders. They're the standard that every other team will measure themselves against. And in a league that's constantly evolving, that's no small feat. The question now isn't if this receiver corps is elite. That's been answered. The question is how far they can take this team. How many more championships can they help win? How many records can they break? Because one thing is clear, this is a golden era for Eagles football, and the wide receivers are leading the charge. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest updates on our Philadelphia Eagles. And don't be shy, share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. In a move that could shake up the NFL landscape, rumors are swirling that star safety Marcus Williams might be on his way to the Philadelphia Eagles, though no official statement has been released. Insiders close to both camps suggest that talks are heating up, and the city of brotherly love is already dreaming big. Whispers started to gain traction earlier this week when sources reported that Williams had been spotted dining with key figures believed to be associated with the Eagles front office. While this could mean nothing or everything, it's enough to set social media ablaze with speculation. Fans and analysts alike are wondering, could this be the blockbuster defensive acquisition the Eagles have been searching for? Marcus Williams, known for his sharp instincts, clean coverage, and game-changing interceptions, has consistently ranked among the NFL's top safeties since entering the league. With Philadelphia looking to bolster its secondary after an up-and-down season, Williams would be a monumental addition to a defense aiming for elite status. Pairing him with an already dynamic defensive core could give the Eagles the boost they need to make a deep postseason run. Of course, cap space, trade pieces, and long-term planning remain significant hurdles, but that hasn't stopped the excitement from building. Several league insiders note that the Eagles have been aggressive in recent off-seasons, and this move would fit that trend perfectly. Fans have taken to message boards and sports radio with uncontainable enthusiasm, some even daring to envision a Super Bowl-caliber defense with Williams in midnight green. For now, it's all speculation, but if the noise surrounding Marcus Williams grows any louder, this rumor might not stay a secret for long. Stay tuned, Philadelphia could be on the verge of a defensive revolution. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Philadelphia Eagles, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.